the Champ I Am organization. We're a leadership development company. I'm also a motivational speaker and a community leader. So a lot of the things I want to share with you today have come from those experiences together. And I'm going to challenge you to think differently. I want you to think on a couple different levels when we're talking about vision today. I want you to think about vision on a personal level. It should always apply to you first. You know, when we talk about leadership, we always think about leading other people, but the very foundation of leadership, that is that bottom level of being able to influence yourself and to lead yourself. So I want you to think of vision on a personal level. Do you have a personal level, right? A spiritual level. Do you have it on a spiritual level? Do you have vision for your home? Okay, most importantly, for your home, because if you're married, you're or a parent, you are a leader and you are leading a home. So you should have a vision for everything that you are leading and in front of, okay? And then you have corporate or governmental leaders. If you're in government or if you're in corporate environments, the work environments, you are a leader at work. Whether you believe it or not, you have influence on your job. You are leading and influencing someone, not just the position of leadership, but the lifestyle and the character of leadership is in you as well. So I love starting when we talk about leadership and vision. I usually use this quote that was by Dr. Myles Munroe, and I call this the making of a leader. And it says you need to understand the value of leadership because nothing happens without leadership. Nothing changes without leadership. Nothing develops without leadership. Nothing improves without leadership. Nothing is corrected without leadership. Nothing advances without leadership. Nothing succeeds without leadership. We are all always directly or indirectly being led. That was by Dr. Myles Munroe. And that's so valuable of a quote. But as I started sharing about vision and thinking about vision, it came clear to me that the same thing applies with leadership, with vision, right? When you think of leadership, we don't have to make the connection that every leader has to lead by vision. Why? Because the very thing you're trying to influence someone else is if you cannot see it and you do not have vision, it's like you are the blind leading the blind. Have you ever served under blind leadership? They have not the ability to see. I mean, I know some blind people that have better vision than people with sight. But have you ever followed a leader without vision? A leader without vision is like someone on the job that just shows up for work and that's the position. They don't have any bigger picture than just showing up. And that's not vision. I want you to think about where you are right now. It's hard, even being a husband. If you don't have a vision for your family, you will frustrate your family, right? So vision is important because what happens? Without vision, nothing happens. Without vision, nothing changes. Without vision, nothing will develop. Without vision, nothing improves. Without correct vision, nothing is corrected. Without vision, nothing advances. And without vision, nothing succeeds without vision. You can't succeed as a leader and not have vision. So, we're going to talk today about the importance of vision. And I said, vision works. We're going to make the vision work for you because the vision is something that is a tool that's there to serve you and is working for you. How many of you can say my vision is working for me? Right? So we're going to show you how. And the first thing is to understand what vision is and what vision is not. You see, there's two types of seeing that we look at. We're two types of seeing. Okay? There is vision and there's sight. So let me define vision. Vision is a clear mental picture of your preferable future. I'll say that again. Vision is a clear mental picture of your preferable future. It's not just what's in front of you, it's your future you, right? Now, it's very important you understand that because there's two ways of seeing. that we know of. I'm wearing progressives right now, and there's two ways that I can see. I can see further along. I got two prescriptions. I got one that lets me see long ways, but then the bottom prescription here lets me see the what's in front of me a lot more clear. Right? So when it comes to seeing, there's vision and there's sight. Okay? There's vision and there's sight. So if vision is the big picture, sight is what's in front of you, directly in front of you. And one of the worst ways to lead is to be a sight-led leader. And I'm like, what are we talking about? Sight-led leadership. Sight-led leadership means that you are only leading from the position of what's in front of you. So I usually put this example in front of you that I say, put your hand in front of your face. And I can't see none of you. So I'm going to say, put your hand in front of your face wherever you are in your living room. If you're driving, don't put your hand in front of your face. Keep your hands on your wheel, right? But if you're in your hand, in a safe space, put your hand in front of your face. When you are looking at your hand seems bigger than your whole face. But my hand is not really bigger than my whole face, right? My hand, it may look bigger. Sight issues may look bigger because it's what's in front of you right now. And a sight leader with no vision, all of their effort is trying to deal with what's in front of them. But a vision-led leader is able to put the wide angle view and the long view and be able to see what's before them. So they're not distracted about what's in front of them. They're able to see what's before them. Now, I'm not saying one is worse than the other. You need both types of vision, but you need to be able to flow in both of them at the same time. Because a sight-led leader who's only impressed with focusing on what's in front of them will end up falling in the pitfall that's before them because they don't have their long vision in view. A visionary that is only concerned about living in the future will fall flat on their face with present day issues because they're not aware of what's going on in front of them. So you need to have both available forms of vision. How are you walking by? Vision, and how is your prescription? How are you seeing things right now? Are you seeing things clearly, or are you only focused on what's in one direction? You need to be able to see both ways. Now, there's a scripture that I usually talk about in the Bible, and I'm a Christian, so I'm gonna share my wisdom from life is from a principle that works for everybody. So, but it says that we walk by faith and not by sight. But what that really means is we walk by vision and not by sight. You see how that fits a little bit better? Because what vision does is when you get an eye of what you are believing for, then what happens is you develop a faith to go after it. Now, this is not a spiritual faith, this is just natural faith. If you believe that you're going to go after something and it's before you, you start to prepare for it. You start to make room for it. You start to make an investment for it, right? So when we say we walk by vision and not by sight alone, right? We know that we have prepared our lives in such a way that we believe what's in front of us so much that it dictates and guides our life and our decisions, right? So here's the important thing about vision and sight, okay? Again, you need them both, and if you don't have them both, you will find yourself being distracted and not effective as a leader. Now, there's a I call this the different ways of how you get to the vision, but there are three states of the vision, or three maturity levels of vision. There's the infancy phase, where I call it the wish phase. There is the adolescent, or the preteen version, when I say it becomes a dream, and then a vision is when you start to see in full grown maturity. Now, a wish. What is a wish? A wish is an idea or a concept that you don't believe yet. You wish it could be, but you don't believe it enough. But it's in your imagination that you can see it, and you said, I wish I could make more money. I wish I could change my environment. I wish I was the leader in my government. I wish I was a teacher of influence. I wish I had global impact. And the difference between a wish is like a wish is a consideration. You are considering the thought, but it has not touched your reality. You will not go after what you do not believe. So it's in your mind and it's a wish. It's not tangible, it's not totally real to you yet, but it's a thought that's in your mind in its infancy stage. So there's no real expectation. But if you grab hold of the vision and you start to let that thing take seed in your mind and let it get rooted, what happens is it graduates and it evolves from being the infant to the dream phase. The dream phase is I believe that it's possible, and I'm considering it, and it stays in my mind eye so much that I can almost taste it. Right? I really think one of the most popular speeches in America that we have in Black America and the African American communities is Dr. Martin Luther King's "I Have a Dream" speech. And what I really think it was is that Dr. King didn't have a dream. I think he had a vision, right? Because he wasn't at the point where he was just considering equal rights for everyone, right? He was not just considering it. He graduated from being a dreamer to a visionary because he started to make plans and strategies to what was in his mind's eye and to make it a reality. And that's what a vision becomes when you start to put plans and efforts and contingencies to make it come to life. So Dr. Luther King Jr., he was not living on a dream. He was fulfilling a vision that when he was assassinated, the vision was so bigger than who he was that other people were able to take that vision and bring it to life in a future that he was not yet able to walk in. And what happens is vision, if it's done correctly, it will be so much bigger than who you are that when you leave this earth, your vision will still carry on. If you are a parent, you should have a vision for your family that when you leave the planet, your impact of your vision for your family, it lives on in your children. I'm a grandfather now. I have 4 grandkids, and I'm loving that phase. My impact in their life intentionally is to spoil them rotten. But on top of that, to not only spoil them rotten, I want the legacy of my life to be in them so much that they can come back and they can see that hand in their life. On the job, your job should be better than where it is when you leave it than when you came there, right? So that when you leave, they visibly know and they say, "We miss you." Why? Because you left a legacy. Your vision for your work left a legacy. Your ministry, if you're in ministry and you're leading people spiritually, the vision has to go beyond you. What's the worst thing that can happen is you spend 50 to 60 years of your life building something, and then when if you die in the process of doing it, it does not go beyond you. That's not good vision. That's not good vision. Just not even saying we understand the assignment. So again, vision is important. Let's talk about why visions fail. Why do visions fail? And when I say visions fail, they don't come to reality. Okay? Number one reason why visions fail, you do not believe. You do not believe your own vision, right? Here is a concept that I said it earlier, and this is so true. You will not pursue what you do not believe. You will not pursue what you do not believe. So when it comes to vision in your life, if you don't believe it, you won't put the things into effect, the strategies, the plans, the investments that need to happen, you won't put them in the play if you do not believe the vision. The other thing, number two, is that reason why people do not um, have their vision come to reality is because they see the vision and they get stuck in the realm of, oh my God, the enormity of this vision is is bigger than me. And the reality is that vision is supposed to be bigger than you. The reason why vision is bigger than you is because it's going to take more than you to bring the vision to pass. It's going to require people. So if you're looking at the vision of your life and it's manageable, your vision is too small. I'll say it again. If you are looking at your vision, your prospective future, and it's manageable, you're like, I can handle that all by myself. Then your vision is too small, right? It's going to take people to help you to be able to build vision. And that's the number three reason why visions fail. Another three reason why the vision fail is because um, you have made the vision also, you made the vision just about you. Whenever you hear the words coming from a leader, I can do it, I can do it, I can do it. I made it happen, I made it happen, I made it happen. It's not a vision you want to be attached to because that leader is all about themselves. But a true vision speaks to people. People do not follow causes. They don't follow you because of the cause. They follow you because of the vision. I'll say it again. People don't follow you because of the cause. They follow you because of the vision. And the thing about vision is when your vision is communicated properly, it will speak louder and it will speak to the hearts of the people. What is it speaking to the heart of the people? Follow Chris? No. They're seeing a part of themselves in your vision. There's when you're speaking the change that you want to bring in your country and you start to live that vision and you start to walk that vision out and you start to be able to clearly communicate that vision in a way that it hits the hearts of the people. What that vision does, it speaks to them because they said, I see me in that vision and I want to put my hands in that. I want to contribute to it. I want to help Chris make that vision happen. I want to help David Douglas to be able to do what he's doing right now. I want to grow this relationship, right? And what we do when we think about it all to ourselves, we don't make room for the help to come in. If you are in a situation and you're like, oh my God, I'm over my head right now. This picture is bigger than I'm drowning. I can't do it. And you are doing everything. You are the judge, jury, executioner. You're doing everything. You're not speaking your vision loud enough, or you're not communicating clear enough so that people can see, and you're not making room because you make it look like you can do everything by yourself. And you're struggling to stay afloat, but you make it struggling look good. You're struggling to get your mission done, and you're exhausted because the amount of work that you're doing is the work of five people. But because you make it look so good, people are not going to want to say help. Or when they come to help you, you are so suspicious of people that you don't make room for the people that are sent to help you. That's the error of making it all about you, right? So we said you don't believe your vision. You made the vision all about you. The other thing is most people struggle with communicating the vision clearly. If I was to ask you, what is your vision? Could you give it to me in a 30-second sound bite, clear and concise, what it is that you do and why people need to connect with you? You need to be able to do that. What is your vision? And it takes you 3 minutes to get it out. And some of you, it takes you like a minute just to say your name, or you over spiritualize your existence. If I'm talking to people that are in ministry, you over spirit, like make the heavens woke you up and told you this is what's happening. And then by the end of your conversation, I still have no clue what the vision was. I saw your experience, but I don't know what the vision is. I need you to be able to think about what is your vision clearly. What's your vision for your family? Can you clearly express what your family vision is? What's your vision for yourself? Can you clearly express what your vision for yourself is? And then your vision for your career and what you put your hands to. Because there have been doors that have been open to me, countries and that have been open to me because I was clear that I wanted to be a global leadership platform that helps people to understand that they are the cure for what they need. They are the change that what they need in their community is in them. And I develop leaders to bring that change out. So you know that I'm a leadership coach now. You know what I'm called to do. And the people that are there to help me will open doors for me because, oh, I see that. I might not be able to help you, but I can connect you with this person. I'm on this platform today because I was able to clearly communicate my global goal. And now I'm with a global community of change makers who I would not normally have any influence with or never would have met if we had trusted up to my day-to-day activities. We would not meet. But what brought me into the room today was my ability to clearly speak vision to the point where resources opened up to me to be able to bring me to where I need to go. When you have clear vision, it becomes the filter that you live your life through. Where you say, well, Chris, how do I do this? How do I make the vision real? How do I make it happen? Wow, the time's going by quick. How do I make it happen, right? So I'm going to show you how to write your vision. Your vision should be like an elevator pitch. So I want you to write these words down. Who, what, why, how, and where. Who, what, why, how, and where. Who are you? Who are you? Right? You need to know who are you, not who they tell you are, not who you wish you are going to be, but who are you? Right? So that's a very clear statement. My name is Chris Hampton. My business is Champ I Am. I'm a global leadership platform designed to help what? Boom. So I'm going into my who. The next thing is what? What is it that you want to see accomplished? We are the Hampton family. We want to reflect the unity and oneness of God in our household. We want to be pillars and leaders in our community. We want to raise up children that are going to impact the community and the world that they live in. That's a vision statement right there, right? It tells you what the Hampton family is about. The power of a name. Usually when you name your child, in America, they kind of get a little haphazard with this when they just name their child anything. They only have purpose behind the name. But when you name your child, you are speaking vision into that child's name, right? That's the intention. In the old school days back in the day, the family member or the patriarch or the matriarch would lay hands on their children before they passed, and they would pass that blessing on to them. What were they passing on to that next generation? Vision. Oh, whatever you touch, you'll be successful on. That you'll take the Hampton name to generations and impact the world behind you. What were they passing on that was a blessing? right? A blessing is just a visualization of the future and standing in their empowerment to prosper. Now, that's whether you're Christian, Muslim, whatever. The blessing still works as a principle, because what you are doing is speaking vision into the next generation, right? So we said, who are you? What do you want to see done? How do you want to get it done? Or how do you want to help them? Well, actually, before how is why. Why should the world want to deal with you? Why should the world want to interact with you? Right? So you need to ask, who are you? What do you do? Why the world should be dealing with you? How you can help them? And where can they find you? Right? That's the vision. And that's a way of communicating vision clearly enough so that people who are called to hear you will hear you and want to respond to you. Okay? So again, who, what, why, how, and where. Y'all should be writing that down, because I want you to be able to say that this is what I do. When you're in environments like this and you don't know the resources that are in the room, you could miss a resource because you're a failure to communicate your vision. The last thing that I want to share with you is about guarding your vision. Okay? Making sure that you are protecting your vision and that you are living the life of vision. The reason why people fail is because they're not living the vision themselves. When I see you, I should see your vision on you. When I see you and I see what you put your hands to, I should see what you are working on. And most people are not seeing their vision come to reality is because they're treating their vision like a wish. They're not living the vision. When you live the vision, your relationships become a filter. You filter your relationships through vision. That's how strong it is. When you get a vision for your family and what you want your family to be, if you're single and you're not married yet, and you get an idea what your vision is, all of your relationships that you do, and now you're funneling them through your vision. Why? Because if you're called to be an entrepreneur and you date somebody who doesn't value the entrepreneur journey, they will become a hindrance to your vision and they will tear your vision down. When you are applying for a job, I applied for my job based off of my vision, not off of just resources alone. So I interview with my job. I have a full-time job and I run Champ I Am. I'm a dualpreneur. And when I interviewed for the position that I'm in today, I interviewed with my purpose in mind and I laid everything on the table. Why? Because my job is a resource for what? That I'm directing to pay for my vision. It's not the other way around. I'm not someone else's provision just for their vision. No, the reason why I'm connecting with this job right now is because it allows me to pay my bills, it allows me to take care of my home, and it gives me resources to fulfill my vision. I'm not working for a check. I'm working for provision. It's a totally different thing. That's why you're not shook when the economy changes or your job no longer needs you. Why? Because if the job no longer needs me, that means the next job is providing for my vision and it's going to be able to provide for me better. But when you again go back to that site mentality, you get distracted and you end up looking at the situation rather than the vision, right? So guard your vision. And what you want to do is guard your vision from people who cannot see. There are going to be people that are going to hear your vision and think you are crazy because of the vision was. But when you speak your vision, there are going to be people that are not going to see it. And when they don't see it, you don't stop speaking it. You continue to speak it until you speak it to the people that are supposed to be there. And when they come, they will then put their hands to help you. So again, I've given you a lot. I hope I gave you some great tips about your vision. And again, I thank you for the opportunity to share the little bit of knowledge that I have. Listen, get your vision for your life. Get your vision for your family. Get your vision for what you're putting your hands to. Without a vision, the people perish. That means you're running around like a chicken with its head on. You're running around like the hamster
Mm.
on the wheel. You're not designed to be that way. I'm Chris Hampton, Champ I Am, and I hope I was a blessing to you. Thank you.
Whoa, that's wonderful. Thank you very much, Chris. We are grateful for having you tonight.